Hi, Mr. Romney has a streak that I think is very dangerous for a president. He basically can't speak off script. This extemporaneous and spontaneous kind of speech would always get him into trouble. Now, of course, here we have him lying in the sand in Paris, France. I love and big heart and lying within it. And I mean, as a young man, some people say he was kind of like run away from the draft and he up in France as a missionary or whatever. But I'm not sure how to view this picture here. I mean, in his mind, that's supposed to be persuasive, and it probably did persuade and so on. Maybe it's romantic. But, folks would have been outside of it, pointing it or something, but lying next to it, I'm not sure, in the circle. Uh, is that supposed to be his heart, Anne's heart? Like, what's it really saying here? And last night in the debate, Romney is going to say that when the president says that this is our 20-year anniversary, and he ended his presentation, Romney is going to come back and say that to be in this room with him is very romantic. So, I mean, I don't think he's gay or anything like that, or he's admiring the president in such a way, like, want to have sex with him or whatever. But, I mean, he's saying things that are kind of like strange. And I'm sure that wasn't in the script. But the president now just alluded to this thing, put him off guard, and you just have to respond to it and talk him off the wall. And, just like in Europe, off the wall stuff, off script, saying stuff that ain't kind of sensible. And so, this kind of guy, man, in this last days here, when things are kind of difficult, I'm wondering if really he will not lead us down the path. Because you see what he has already done? He's already started to destroy NATO. Because, I mean, I'm sure the British people are kind of skeptical of this guy. Here he's coming and criticizing a member of NATO, one of the allies. You have to come with the allies, say, man, you're more prepared than I was in Kansas. And I would say, yes. You know what I mean? People will say, is that true? But nevertheless, giving them a good show and trying to save face or whatever. But then there was no incident, so that everything was good. Going off to Poland, talking about this and that. So I want to believe, and I suspect that under him, NATO may be disintegrated. Now, of course, he thinks that America's might is omnipotent, and it's sort of a what I'm trying to say is that you don't seem to understand that NATO is as strong because America and everybody together. Now, all it looks as if America is the big muscle in it, and they try to make this thing. Everybody has secret programs. I mean, if there were to be a war out here, you see some stuff that you never even thought about. Some new missiles and some new news and all that. Look, Argentina with the Exocet missile from France. Nobody knew they had that developing. You might have things, man, I can't imagine. Something looking like a bird, a flock of birds. How does that fall out of the sky? Just a whole bunch of bombs, to think that probably we're the strongest and then we don't need NATO perhaps, and we could go on alone. But then you might end up in a position like Hitler because, I mean, one is never as strong as the whole. And with the rest coalescing and becoming whole again, they will overcome anyone that dropped out, see? So this is another thing we have to watch Romney about. He might destroy NATO and put us in a very vulnerable position. I mean, look, for example, he thinks that we should let Israel go and attack Iran and then we'll back them up. I mean, would Europe want to get into that? I mean, right now we see Turkey's trying to start a war with Syria, and NATO is just, not so eager and excited with war. The economies of the world are not in a position to go spending money on wars. People want to spend money on jobs and healthcare and other things like that for their people. So here Romney with this on advice, sort of promotion for his love and maybe marriage proposal to end. And then, of course, he's talking about being romantic with him in the room and so forth. I mean, this man is saying some stuff that causing me to kind of be scared.